Hi everybody, welcome to my review of Season 4 Episode 6 of Little Women Atlanta. If you have not seen this episode yet, this video will act like a spoiler, so you might want to watch this video later. Before I get started, I just want to say I apologize for such a late upload of this review. I have been lazy, I'll admit it, and I also have been busy. And, tired from being busy. So, I'm sorry, maybe for the next review video I will upload it on time and maybe look a little better, because I look rough right now. Let's get into the review. The name of this episode is Radio Wars. So the episode begins with Minnie, Amanda, and Andrea going out for smoothies. Amanda asks Minnie what's going on with her and Sam. Minnie says that she's still mad at Sam for calling her mom and having an intervention about wanting to go through with the weight loss surgery. She says that she felt like she and Sam were becoming friends, but then Sam turned around and called her mom. In the commentary, Minnie says that it is so insulting when people close to her don't trust her to make decisions for herself. She may be little, but she's not a little kid. Amanda told Minnie that Sam is just being a friend, and she guesses that Sam wants Minnie to do things the right way when it comes to her health. Minnie says that she feels like Sam was being sneaky about it. Minnie then tells the twins that she wants to get into radio, and she's going to be on a podcast called 85 South with her friend. Amanda asks Minnie if she told Juicy about that. Minnie says that she is done answering questions about Juicy because Juicy starts stuff. Andrea says that maybe Juicy doesn't want Minnie to take her spotlight since she works in radio, and she doesn't want another little person to take her shine. Amanda says that she feels like Juicy is going to come for Minnie. In the next scene, Minnie, Sam, and Juicy go to a lingerie shop. Minnie says that she wants to do a sexy dance routine for Moreland at his surprise birthday party that she's throwing for him. Then, Minnie tries on a few outfits. While Minnie is trying on clothes, Juicy asks Sam if she's talked to Minnie lately. Sam says that Minnie has not been returning any of her calls. In the commentary, Sam says that Minnie needs to get over the situation because her and her mom were just looking out for her. Sam tells Juicy that she only got Minnie's mom involved because she was scared for her. Juicy tells Sam not to lose any sleep over the situation. Then, Minnie comes out a few times and shows Sam and Juicy a few outfits that she picked out. And then, Sam asks Juicy and Minnie if they have talked to Tanya recently. Juicy says she has not talked to her. Minnie says that Tanya reached out to her and she got to see the baby. She also cleared the air between them and apologized. And Juicy says, why didn't Tanya invite her to see the baby? Sam says that Juicy knows why. And the reason why is because Juicy said that the baby looks like Tanya, Nico, and Devon. Then, Sam asks Juicy how does she think that made Tanya feel. Juicy says that what she said was not a joke. Juicy asks Minnie if she is a scientist and if she knows that there's no way possible. She even says that there is a possibility that the baby could have been, quote, baptized. Minnie says she hopes that there isn't any drama at the party. Juicy asks what does that have to do with her. Juicy, please just be quiet because you sound stupid talking about the baby could have been baptized. Grow up. You're the oldest one in the group and you're just saying all this immature crap. You sound like a little kid. In the next scene, Chris and Andrea are shown at their house. Andrea tells Chris that while she's pregnant, she doesn't want to hurt herself going up and down the steps outside of their house while carrying Aubrey. She says that she doesn't want to rely on Chris for everything. Chris says that maybe he could go to the hardware store and get some wood so that he could build a ramp for Andrea. Andrea says that they need to hire a professional. She tells Chris that she knows he can do it, but the ramp has to be safe. Chris says of course he wants Andrea and Aubrey to be safe, so he is going to have to look for someone to build the ramp. In the commentary, Andrea says she feels like the ramp is a good investment, even though money is a little tight at the moment. Andrea asks Chris how his job search is going. Chris says that he has an interview coming up, and he just wants to get everything together not only for himself, but for his family. Andrea says once she has her baby, they can make things happen together, but at the moment, she needs Chris to do all of the work. In the next scene, Minnie goes to a dance studio for her dance lesson with a professional choreographer so she can have some dance moves for her spicy dance number at Moreland's birthday party. The choreographer gives her some dance moves, and then she has Money do the moves by herself after showing them to her a few times. And unfortunately, Money cannot remember all of the moves. And the choreographer says that they have a lot of practice to do. Tanya is shown in her house with her boyfriend Devon and her newborn daughter, Tahiri. Tanya invites Devon into her room so she can talk to him. Tanya tells Devon that she has been overwhelmed lately. She is overwhelmed with having her newborn baby and having her other kids crying at the same time and both needing their diapers changed. And she also says that she's trying to potty train her son Jaden. She says that she can't be everywhere at one time, and it's really hard trying to heal and take care of her 3 kids at the same time. She says it doesn't feel possible while Devon is gone at school. Tanya says she feels like when Devon comes home, she feels like so much is put on him because she can't get up and help. Devon asks Tanya what she wants to do. Tanya asks Devon if his school offers any type of time off. Devon says not really, and if you miss a certain amount of days, you get kicked out of the program. Tanya says she really needs help at the moment. Devon says he can always call his mother. Tanya asks if his mother will be able to come to Atlanta and stay with them for 2 weeks. Devon says with the type of job his mother has, he doesn't think she's able to miss that many days. He says if they were to send the kids with his mother, she wouldn't have to miss many days of work because there will always be family members around to help. In the commentary, Tanya says that sending Luna and Jaden away is something that she never planned on, but they don't have a choice at the moment. Tanya tells Devon that she didn't think that she would have a C-section, so she didn't think it would be that hard to take care of her kids. She begins to get emotional. Chris, Andrea, and Aubrey are on their way to Chris's job interview with an electrician company. Andrea tells Chris to think positive. Chris says that he's tired of people shutting doors in his face because of his background. In the commentary, Andrea says that people don't want to hire Chris because of his tattoos and his bad background. When Chris can't get a job, it's frustrating because she has to make all the money for her family. Then they arrive to the place. Andrea wishes Chris good luck. She waits in the car with Aubrey while Chris is inside. Chris is interviewed by the director of operations of the electric company. The director tells Chris to tell him about himself. Meanwhile, Andrea is in the car waiting, and she calls her sister Amanda on the phone. She tells Amanda that Chris is currently getting interviewed for an electrician job. Amanda says hopefully they hire him. Back at the interview, the director asks Chris what his strengths are. Chris says that his strengths are just coming in and just doing his job. The director asks Chris if he can pass any drug tests. Chris says yes. He then asks Chris if he's had any previous DUIs. Chris says no. Then, he asks if Chris has had any previous arrests. Andrea is shown in the car on the phone with Amanda. Amanda says that it's good that Chris is at least trying to get a job. Then, Chris is about to get in the car, and Andrea ends her conversation with Amanda. Andrea asks Chris how his interview went. Chris says that it didn't go as planned. When the director asked if he had any arrests recently, he said that he took a motor vehicle without permission. He said that the director would keep him in mind. Chris says that that's not the only opportunity, and there are plenty out there. Andrea starts to cry, and she says that she feels like Chris was really trying. Chris tells Andrea to brighten up, and that's not the only job out there. In the next scene, Minnie meets with her friend Carlos and his co-hosts from the podcast 85 South so they can give her some advice for getting into radio. Minnie tells Carlos and his co-hosts that she has been wanting to get into radio for a while, but she's been putting it on the back burner. Carlos says that Minnie has a great personality and she could get into radio if she wanted to, and he wants Minnie to be on a podcast with them. And Minnie is just surprised. So, Minnie gets on the mic and the podcast goes live. One of the co-hosts asks Minnie to do her radio voice, and then Minnie does her radio voice like this. And all the hosts are amused by it. They think she sounds great. Then, one of the co-hosts brings up seeing a story on the internet that said that Minnie had a baby with Pastor Troy. Then, Carlos asks Minnie what she and Pastor Troy have been up to. Minnie says nothing much, and they're just friends, and they don't have a baby together. Then Carlos says that Minnie and Pastor Troy have been doing stuff. And then Minnie says that Pastor Troy has been to her mini bar. Lies. She's lying, y'all. She's lying. In the commentary, Minnie says that she should have known that they would dig up dirt on her past relationship with Pastor Troy, but she wants to show them that she has what it takes, and if that means getting personal, she isn't holding back. Carlos asks Minnie what makes dating hard as a little person. Minnie says it's hard because you don't know if someone is with you because you are a little person or if they have a fetish, and you have to choose carefully. One of the co-hosts asks why little people take offense to the M word. Minnie says that the M word is basically downgrading a little person, and it's like calling an African American the N word. Then one of the co-hosts asks Carlos why has he been keeping Minnie a secret for so long, and Minnie was doing a pretty good job for being on the radio for the first time. Chris and Andrea are shown at their house. Some contractors are shown building a ramp for Andrea, and Chris is helping them build it. The contractor, Jason, asks Chris what brought him to Georgia. He says that Andrea had money-making opportunities in Georgia, so they moved. He says he's been trying to get a job, but people have been shutting the door in his face because of his background and tattoos. Jason asks Chris what kind of things is he into as far as work. Chris says that he is into electrical. Then, Andrea brings out Aubrey's stroller and gives the ramp a try while pushing the stroller down the ramp. Then, Jason brings up how Chris has been looking for work and says he could always use a hand, which means that he's offering Chris a job. He says that that's not exactly what he wants to do, but it's something. Chris says that at that point he'll take anything, and he's grateful that he offered him that job. Jason says that he will teach him a lot along the way. Andrea can't stop smiling. That was so nice of Jason to give Chris a job in his time of need. That was just a blessing, man. In the next scene, Tanya is shown in her house with her son Jaden and daughter Luna. Jaden's father Nico stops by Tanya's house because she invited him to say goodbye to Jaden and Luna since they will be sent to stay with Devon's mom for a little bit so Tanya can heal from her C-section. Nico asks Tanya if the kids are leaving that day and exactly where they're going. Tanya says that they are going to be with Devon's mom. He asks how long will they be gone. Tanya says that they will be gone for 3 weeks. She doesn't really want them to go, but she knows it's hard for her to take care of them because of her incision. And at the moment, she just needs to heal. Nico says he wishes that he would have known before. Then, Devon comes home from school. In the commentary, Tanya says that there will probably always be tension between Nico and Devon, but she does appreciate that they're making an effort to get along for the sake of the kids. Tanya tells Devon to get Luna and Jaden's stuff together. Nico asks Devon if he needs help. The two get their stuff together and Devon loads the kids in the car. Tanya hugs her kids and tells them goodbye. Next, Minnie stops by the studio where 85 South is recorded to drop off some sweet treats for the hosts. She was invited to the studio to talk to them some more. They talked about how well Minnie did during her first podcast, and then they asked her if they were getting a little too personal with the questions. Minnie says no, and she is an open book. Then Carlos tells Minnie that she is welcome to stop by the studio whenever she wants. Minnie is happy and just surprised. In the commentary, Minnie says that she can't wait to tell the ladies about that, even spiteful old Juicy. Minnie tells the co-hosts that she feels comfortable around them. It is the night of Moreland's 37th birthday party. Then, the ladies and some of Moreland's friends arrive to the party. Juicy asks Money if she's nervous about doing her dance for Moreland. Money says that she is nervous. Juicy tells Money if she forgets the step, just drop it like it's hot. Then Sam arrives to the party and does not speak to Minnie. Juicy and Money ask Sam if she's rolling her eyes at Minnie. Sam says no. Then Moreland arrives to the party and everyone claps and cheers for him. Then everyone gets up and does some dancing. Then Sam approaches Minnie to talk to her, since Minnie has been staring at her all night. Sam asks Minnie if she's not talking to her. Minnie says no. She asks her why. Minnie says because she doesn't have anything to say to her. Sam asks Minnie if she's going to hold a grudge. Minnie says yes. She says she came to her about something, and then she tells her mother like she's a little kid. Sam says that that was not her intention at all, and she told Minnie how it was. She asks Minnie why would she do extra stuff instead of just trying harder. Sam says if Minnie tried harder, she wouldn't be mad at the moment. Then the two start to go back and forth. Then Juicy and Money walk to the table where Sam and Minnie are. Sam tells Minnie to get over stuff and just stop being childish. Minnie says that she's grown, and reaching out to her mother was childish. Sam says she was just trying to make up. Minnie tells Sam that she can take that apology and shove it up her. Juicy escorts Sam away from the table. Sam tells Minnie that she is whack. Juicy asks Sam what happened. Sam tells Juicy that Minnie doesn't know how to let go of grudges over whack things. Money tells Sam and Juicy to go with her to help her get ready for her performance for Moreland, since she doesn't want round 2 of Sam vs. Minnie to get started. Before Money performs, Juicy and Sam give her a little bit of pep talk. Juicy goes back into the party and tells Moreland to sit down. Everybody watches as Money comes out wearing her outfit. She does her spicy dance for Moreland. And then Moreland gives Money a few $100 bills while she's dancing. Then her dance ends with her and Moreland sharing a kiss. Everybody cheers for Moreland and Money. After that, Minnie tells the twins that she has some news for them that she's been holding in. Then she decides that she wants to tell everybody the news. She decides to get everyone's attention. Then she tells them that she will be working with the hosts of the 85 South podcast full time. Then everybody cheers for her, except for Juicy. In the commentary, Juicy says that she cannot believe that Minnie is back on her little radio tip, and she knows she's just doing that to get under her skin. But that's okay. Juicy tells Minnie if it was her dream, maybe people wouldn't hate on it. And trying to be her is one thing. Juicy is interrupted by Minnie. Minnie starts clapping and says that they should give Juicy a round of applause. Juicy tells Minnie to get her own career and stop being like her. Juicy says that if she was Minnie, she would want to be like her too. Juicy proceeds to get up and leave, and she says that she has a real job that she's going to, where she gets paid. Sam follows Juicy and asks her where she's going. Juicy tells Sam that Minnie is saying that she's hating on her. She says that Minnie isn't doing anything that she wants to do. Then, Minnie walks over near Juicy and asks her if there's a problem. The two start going back and forth, and Sam stands between them. Juicy says she doesn't have time for that, and she leaves. Then Minnie tells Juicy, "Toodles." And then Juicy says that Minnie couldn't get a real job, so she just had to go into that. Then Minnie says that Juicy is looking like the Michelin Man, considering how she's wearing all white and she is a heavyset woman. And that's the end of the episode. Sorry for the lack of light, guys. I wasn't thinking this through. Anyway, here we go with Minnie wanting to get into radio again. I don't know if she really wants to do that or if she's just doing that just to be like Juicy or get on her nerves. But if that's really her dream, good for her. Nice. It's good that she got something in the radio. About Tanya and sending away her kids. I just think it's sad, but I think she is kind of doing the right thing, sending them with Devon's mom, other family that can take care of them while she's healing from her C-section. 'Cause, it's hard for her to heal, with having to get up all the time. With the kids needing stuff at the same time. This episode was pretty self-explanatory, kind of. I don't have anything else to say, so I'm going to talk about what's going to happen next episode. Next time on Little Women Atlanta, Juicy decides to throw a talent show, and she's going to invite Kaylee from Little Women Dallas to the talent show. So I guess that Kaylee meets the ladies, Kaylee meets Abira, not to mention Abira will be in the talent show and on this episode. The Tiny Twins say that Kaylee has been talking mess about them, and Kaylee is introduced to the ladies. They showed her asking someone why she laughing, and then Sam stands up for who, I guess the twins were laughing, and then Sam stands up for them, and then things almost get physical, they start yelling. Sam throws some water on Kaylee, and Kaylee's fiance, tries to stop her from putting her hands on Kaylee. And about Tanya, of course, Tanya is at home resting with the baby. Tanya and Nico have a not so calm conversation again. Sam goes to visit Tanya one day, and she runs into Nico, who was there visiting. Then Sam gets into an argument with Nico, that those two were not fans of each other. Sam's talking about how Nico's a deadbeat, and yada yada yada. That's all I remember. That's from the preview. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Sorry if I didn't sound so enthusiastic about the review this time. I don't know what's going on with me. Follow me on Twitter at ILUMoreThanThis. Follow me on Instagram at Taurus_charm. Subscribe to my channel. If you have subscribed, turn on my notifications. Please help me get to 1,000 subscribers and 10,000 view hours so that I can continue to be eligible for monetization on my videos. One day I hope to, make a living off YouTube, but now with this new rule that they made up, have to have 10,000 total view hours on your channel and 1,000 subscribers. As you can see, I am not even close to 1,000 subscribers yet. So, help me out, subscribe. Even YouTube doesn't want to see me win. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Bye.